we are going to look at finding the volume of a cylinder. But first, I just want to take a quick look at just volume in general. If you recall, volume is the space, the total space inside of a figure. So we're talking about three dimensions here, a 3D figure, and we're talking literally about the space inside of it. Think of it like the inside of a box, a cup, a glass, a can, anything inside of that that's what we're talking about when we mean volume. And the general formula for volume is the base times the height. Now, the base in this case is going to be different depending on the figure. So we could have even if you think of a box, like for instance, if I drew a box here, if you recall, the area of a box, or the volume of a box, is actually length times width times height. But we can break that down. Length and width is actually going to be our base. So this is our length and our width. This bottom piece right here makes up the base. It's the foundation to our figure here, this green thing. That's going to be our base, and as you see, we are multiplying it by height. The same could be said with a triangular prism. Let's say something like this. If you know what this base is at the bottom, and you multiply that by the height, how tall this triangular prism is, you will also be finding the volume. You could think of it as like stacking discs to get to a certain height. I mentioned in class kind of like a Pringles can, but filling it with flat Pringles, not kind of curved ones. When you get to the top, you will have the volume of that canister. So let's take a look at actually a canister, because what we're going to look at here is a cylinder. So boom, here it is. Sorry, my line is a little messy there, but we're going to use our volume formula. So I'm going to put it in nice yellow. Volume equals base times height. So there's two things that we need to know in order to solve this. So we need a height. I'm going to make our height, it could be literally any number for any problem. I'm just going to stick an easy one, 10. And we need a base. I'm actually going to do this in green, so our base is going to be the nice green. What is the base of a cylinder? If you were thinking circle, you are absolutely correct. So in order to find the volume of a cylinder, we first need to find the area of a circle. And there's literally only one thing we need to find the area of a circle, and that is going to be the radius. We need the radius. Just to recall, the radius starts from the center of the circle and does a line that goes to the edge of it. So a radius could look like this. Maybe we'll make this radius a nice easy one. We'll say it is 2. Okay, so what is the area of a circle? We have to go back to that. The area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. This is our formula for the area of a circle. So we're going to use 3.14 as pi. And we have our radius. It is 2 squared. So 3.14, 2 squared is just 4. So now we're left with 3.14 times 4, which is 12.56. And this is going to be the area of our circle, which is the base in our volume formula. So all we need now is the height. We actually have that already. The height is equal to 10. So we can use our formula now. Volume equals base times height. Let me get the color change going here. So the The base is 12.56 and the height is 10. So our volume is going to be 125.6. Now I didn't put any units here, but let's just say these were inches. We are dealing with inches cubed to the third power. Why? Because we are in 3 dimensions. And when we talk about volume, we talk about cubic units. Alright, that's a pretty nice one. Let me just try one more example for you with the cylinder. Let me redraw this baby. Have a nice big cylinder here. Okay, and I'm going to give us some information. We have a height equal to 2, and I'm going to give you another piece of information. I know that the diameter of this circle is equal to 10. Okay, I'm going to pop up our volume formula one more time. Our volume equals base times our height. Alright, let's start with our base, because that's the big one here. Our base is, of course, the circle. So I'm going to draw it actually on the bottom, because usually when you think of a base, you think of it at the bottom of a figure. And so this is area of a circle. The formula for an area of a circle is, once again, pi times the radius squared. If we look at this picture, we have a diameter, not the radius, but that's absolutely fine, because the radius is simply from the center point aligned to the edge. So if we compare the diameter to the radius, we know that the radius is equal to half of the diameter. So the diameter divided by 2. So what is our radius? We know the diameter is 10. We divide it by 2. So our radius is 5. Awesome. Let's plug that in to our formula. We're going to use 3.14 as pi, and our radius we know now is 5. So 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. So let's rewrite that. 5 times 5 is 25, of course. And 3.14 times 25 equals 78.5. And this is the area of our circle. So this is the b in our equation. In order to get the volume, we need to multiply this by the height. We know the height is equal to 2. That's right here. So let's plug this into our formula one more time. Volume equals base. Our base is the area of the circle, 78.5. And we're simply multiplying it by the height. The height is 2. So what is 78.5 times 2? It's 157 is our volume. And I'm going to say these are in centimeters. So our answer is going to be in centimeters cubed, because we are in 3 dimensions. I think that's pretty much it. So if you have any further questions, send me an email. Otherwise, good luck and enjoy. Thanks.